Hey guys, Sandy here, and I am back for Follow a Sketch February. I'm using this sketch from Page Maps. Now this is an 8.5 by 11 sketch, so I am going to create the 8.5 by 11 sketch and then place it on a 12 by 12 background. I am going to be using one photo instead of two. This is a photo of our Squishmallows. So we have Flying Cow, which is mine. We have Senior Flying Cow, which is Lana's. We have the baby flying cows, twins, which are also Lana's. And then we have Cousin Ben, and that one is Chloe's. So let's see what I can do. Okay, so you guys just have to know that I had a completely fun time scrapbooking this page. It is, I would say it's my usual style, but it's still a little bit different. There's not as many layers. There's not as much more on this layout than what I usually do, but I completely love it. Now I have a mix of Close to My Heart and papers from Field Trip from Chamel, and I just felt like they kind of matched up great, and I'm using that tried and true bend your paper with your fingernail technique to make your mark. I mean, it is tried and true, you guys, like, so I don't know what else to tell you. I am pretty much following the sketch pretty closely at this point. I'm thinking that this journaling pad is going to be perfect. It's going to have the perfect amount of color, which I need, and it's just going to be great. And look at that. For some reason, I was able to cut that first piece of paper so that it gave it a nice border, and I didn't even have to trim it. So that's always exciting to me when you don't have to like trim things, and it turns out it's like a little happy accident, you know, like Bob Ross style. So here we go. I have got my main photo down. It's really going to be my only photo. Once this layout is finished, there are much more words than embellishment or photos on this page, and I'm okay with that. So within my scrapbooking, I cleaned up your stuff a little bit.
I'm just wondering where my tassel went.
Oh, it's on top of the things, your string things.
Thanks.
Okay, and that's just real life, people. I didn't bother pausing the microphone or anything. My daughter sits across from me as I scrapbook, and she does her own artiness. And before she came down today, I had straightened up and moved some things around, and she was a little confused. But you know, we just make things happen like that. So that's life. I am using these awesome epoxy flare from Scrap and Happy Studio, and let me just tell you, they were a stressful time getting them here. Not because of Scrap and Happy Studio. She mailed them out quickly, had great tracking and everything else. It's just my postal worker decided to say that they were delivered on a Friday, and they were not delivered on a Friday. And they were finally delivered on Tuesday or Wednesday, but the tracking still said that it was delivered in my mailbox on Friday. So, yeah, kind of ticked me off. So here I am using a whole lot of letters from the Alphabet Thicker Pack from Field Trip, which is fine because I've had Field Trip for months now, months and months, and I haven't even opened them, like I haven't used them. Not because I don't want to, not because I didn't think that they were great letters, but just for some reason they just didn't get opened, and that's a problem. So I decided to go ahead and use the letters, and yes, I used every single S for Squishmallows, but I'm okay with it. Totally okay with it. Now this paper, this little, like I call it hash mark paper. I just think that it's the coolest paper of all. Like you can use it as a full page background. You can cut it down into stripes. You can cut it into banners like I'm doing here. Like I just think that this is just an awesome, awesome, awesome piece of paper. Like I just love it. I don't know why. It's just one of those pieces of paper that, you know, you find it and you love it and you wish you could buy 30 of them. But, you know, you don't. And then you move on and you find another paper that you love and you wish you could buy 30 of them. And you don't. And one day, you actually do buy 30 of a paper. And you use that paper and you use the heck out of that paper. And you love it so hard. And then one day, years later, you're scrapbooking and you pull out the one lonely piece of that paper that you still have left. And you go, "Aw, I used to scrapbook with this all the time." And then you put it in the donate pile. That's kind of just how it happens. So I'm trying to build up a little embellishment cluster down here with some labels and some more of those great epoxy flares. And we're just making stuff happen over here. Now, these labels, I could not tell you where they came from. They could be LA Studio, they could be from Citrus Twist, because I used to subscribe to them back in the day. They could be really anybody. And as you can see, I have this little page protector pocket that has my cut up and loose labels in it. I do keep my labels in sheets when they come like that. But then the little labels like this that get cut apart and stuff go in this little page protector sheet. Now I am bringing in gold. So I have this gold and white chevron washi tape, and it was a little bit too long, so we just yanked some of that off. Speaking of washi tape, so I ordered a close to my heart washi tape dispenser because it was on clearance and I was placing an order anyway. I think it was like $2 or something like that. And I do have a washi tape dispenser already that I keep on my desk for my washi tape that I use to back things. So like if a brad pokes through the back of a paper or I've got it a background page, I use the washi tape on the back because as everyone knows, you need to do that to just protect your layout. It just makes me happy. Anyway, so I bought this close to my heart washi tape dispenser because I thought I would put my purpur tape in it and have it on my desk. Well, the purpur tape doesn't fit. The purpur tape is way too wide. So I'm thinking I need to buy the thin purpur tape so I can use the washi tape dispenser. So something that I thought was going to be like a quick and easy thing has turned into buying more of the things. But realistically, guys, most of scrapbooking turns into buying more of the things. So as you can see, I have a brad poking through and I am putting my washi tape on it just because I don't want that stuff going there. Now I am using a combination of banners and cut up pieces of paper and labels and all of these big circular objects to really just create these clusters because there isn't a lot going on this page. I mean, we got the Squishmallows and that's about it. I mean, I'm going to talk about them a lot, but besides that, that's what we have at this moment. Now, it might seem weird that a grown woman has a Squishmallow, and it might seem weird that a grown woman buys her daughter Squishmallows that match hers. But you know what? A little weirdness is good in your life, people. My daughter's across from me throwing me thumbs up. Like a little weirdness is just good in your life, okay? It's if you're so straight-laced and so regimented all the time, like where is the fun? You gotta have the fun. Do you know what I'm saying? You just gotta have the fun. So, and I have to say, probably in my original scrapbooking days, back when I had first started scrapbooking, I would have never scrapbooked a picture of the Squishmallows, and I never would have written a story about the Squishmallows. Because when I first started scrapbooking, I was like, I am scrapbooking, I am documenting our memories. Like, this is it. I am documenting bath time when the babies are little. I'm documenting the things that we do. And as I have been scrapbooking more and more years, the milestones are farther and farther in between. So, back when your kids are little, when your family is young, like everything is new. Everything is for the first time. And then you get to be married 21 years, and they're still new, and they're still exciting, and they're still fun, but there isn't like the first time your kid sits up or the first time you do something. And I've just decided that these moments and these things are just as important as like the first time a kid sits up or the first time a kid rolls over, because these are part of our life. Like this is important stuff. You might be going, Sandy, you're absolutely insane. That is not nearly as important as the first time your kid rolled over. And I'm like, well, you know what? At this point in our lives, this is the important stuff. If my daughter rolls over right now and looks at me, I'm going to be like, get up off the floor, you little freak. like that's not... that's just the way it is. She's 17 years old. She should be able to roll over just fine. But, Squishmallows, that's something that's big in our life right now. Like, Flying Cow hangs out in the scrapbook room all the time. Like, that's just where he lives. And senior Flying Cow lives upstairs. But at this moment in time, they were all together. And Cousin Ben. So, it's just fun. So while this page might not have meaning for other people, or other people might look at this page and be like, Sandy's on crack, like, it works. It just works for us. It works for our family. It works for our memories. It just works. And that makes me happy. And that is I really wish I could impress that upon everyone. Like, scrapbook what makes you happy. If you hate scrapbooking the milestones, and you just like taking pretty pictures of things around your house and you want to scrapbook that, then please scrapbook that. Like, everything. Yeah. Just do it. Just do what makes you happy. Because evidently, Squishmallows make me happy. And scrapbook about yourself. For heaven's sake, scrapbook about yourself. Now, if you look at my albums, the first half, so I have albums from 1998 until current. Not that I'm current by any means, but if you look at the albums and you just go through and look at every single album, there is definitely a progression of me being in more photos and me being in more of the story and more stuff about me in the albums. And that is also because I felt like I was the family documenter and didn't really have anything to say about me. But it is so important. It is so important. It just is. Even if nobody ever reads it, you put your story out there, and that's what matters. But somebody will read it. Somebody will love it. I had posted once a picture of some cankles of mine that I had scrapbooked after on a cross-country flight. And I was like, you know what? This might be one of the layouts the kids throw away. And I'm okay with that. But one of my scrappy friends, Sarah Scraps, was like, they might love this. They might be like, wow, Mom has the same flying cankle problem that I do, and it just might resonate with them, and they might want to keep it. And you know what? I never thought of it that way, because I was just like, I'm scrapbooking about my cankles because this is something that's happening right now to me, and I'm just putting it down. But you know what? They might love all of those layouts, and they might be like, oh yeah, there's another picture of us hanging outside by the fire pit. Why do we need another one of those? So who knows? Who knows? Scrapbook what makes you happy, what brings you joy. And then if it brings others joy after that, hey, it's a plus. Now, these are some Ellie Studios. I'm sorry, guys, I just went and rambled for a very long time. But that is kind of what I do. So these are Ellie Studios puffy stickers, and I have had these for a good while. And I just decided to go ahead and use some up. So I used One Big Happy Family. There's No Place Like Home. And if you didn't notice, or if you couldn't tell, I'm keeping my color scheme very blue-green. and teal. There's a couple other little pops of color where I created those banners from that field trip paper that I like so much, but ultimately this is mainly a like blue, teal, greeny layout. And it isn't, so it's not like monochromatic, but it does feel very same and similar. I don't know what word I should be using right here. I was trying to incorporate this Think Happy speech bubble, but it just didn't work. So it ends up going back on the Squishmallows sticker sheet. And look, I really do try to make it happen, but it just doesn't. It's okay though. And I think I keep trying. Do I keep trying? Yeah, I'm still trying. Just give it up, Sandy. You know it's not working. There we go. Boy, sometimes watching yourself scrapbook is very frustrating because you can look at the layout and be like, this is where it should go, but you watch yourself put it in 16 different spots before it lands in that spot where it should go. Or sometimes you watch yourself scrapbook and you never do what you want yourself to do. Well, that's a whole mind-blowing thing right there. Okay, so I think at this point, I'm thinking it's probably coming close to the end, and I really do need to get some journaling on here because, you know, I have a lot to say, and there is a lot of journaling right there. So I think that is it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for joining me on Follow a Sketch February, and I will see you guys again tomorrow for another video.